Hashtag Trending is brought to you this week by Elisa, A Tale of Quantum Kisses, a science fiction adventure romance by your host, Jim Love. You can pre-order Kindle copies on Amazon, and the paperback goes on sale Friday, December the 13th. If any fans of the podcast want to pre-order and write a review, I'd be pleased to send you a review copy. There's a link in the show notes. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. AWS introduces physical data transfer terminals for cloud uploads. Another safety researcher has left OpenAI. AI-generated web designs are under fire for deceptive practices. All this and more on a packed edition of Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Amazon announced a new service at its reInvent 2024 conference, AWS Data Transfer Terminal, allowing customers to physically bring storage devices to dedicated locations for uploading data to the AWS cloud. Customers reserve time slots via the AWS Management Console, optionally assigning specialists from their organization to assist. Upon arriving at a terminal in cities like New York or Los Angeles, they access secure rooms equipped with high-speed connections up to 400 gigabits per second and tools to monitor data transfers. I've been told that there are no signs of identifications on the rooms. AWS wants these to be very secure. AWS charges by the hour per port, with rates starting at $300 for US-based uploads and $500 for transfers to EU regions. Charges apply for the entire reserved time slot, regardless of data transfer activity. The service offers secure, high-speed data transfers for large-scale uploads, catering to businesses needing faster alternatives to traditional online transfers. Additional locations are planned as the service expands. Pat Gelsinger, Intel's CEO and a 40-year veteran of the tech industry, has retired effective December 1st. The departure shouldn't be a total shock, with Intel having its largest ever quarterly loss. I had to look this up just to make sure I was right. $16.6 billion in Q3 24. Yes, that's just 1/4 of the year. Still, Gelsinger's retirement was a surprise. An article in the Register asked, who had this on their bingo card? Gelsinger, who led the design of Intel's iconic 8486 processor and then returned as CEO in 2021, described his time at Intel as the honor of my lifetime. Despite setbacks, he expressed pride in his team's efforts to restructure Intel, investing in manufacturing and innovation to position the company for current market dynamics. Interim leadership will be shared by CFO David Zinsser and Intel Products CEO Michelle Johnston Holthaus as the board searches for a permanent replacement. Independent Chair Frank Yeary, now interim executive chair, acknowledged Gelsinger's contributions but emphasized the need to rebuild investor confidence and address ongoing challenges. Intel has faced product delays, processor defects, and a shift in data center spending towards GPUs for AI training, which has impacted its core server chip business. The company has plans to separate its foundry and product businesses to improve focus and competitiveness. Now, before everybody gets on the Intel is dead bandwagon, there are signs that Intel's new chips are keeping up in the PC market, even against competitors like ARM, but there's still some real challenges in the data center and AI market. And speaking of departures, another safety researcher has left OpenAI. Rosie Campbell announced her resignation following the disbandment of the AGI readiness team, which advised on managing advanced AI safety. Campbell's decision follows the resignation of Miles Brundage, who led the team. In a Substack post, she expressed concern about OpenAI's shift towards commercialization, saying, "I've always been driven by the mission of ensuring safe and beneficial AGI, but I believe I can pursue this more effectively externally." Campbell praised OpenAI's leadership in critical safety research, saying, "During my time here, I worked on issues like digital sentience and governing agentic systems, and I'm glad OpenAI supported this type of policy research." However, she also expressed concerns about recent changes, including the company's shift to a for-profit model and increased focus on commercialization. These moves, she said, left her unsettled. OpenAI has recently transitioned to a for-profit model, ramping up products, rollouts, and expanding its sales staff. While CEO Sam Altman defends the changes as necessary to secure funding, critics, including departing researchers, worry the company might be compromising its mission. And speaking of ethics and AI, a recent study reveals that AI tools like ChatGPT and others are generating websites laden with manipulative design tactics. Researchers tasked ChatGPT with creating e-commerce pages using neutral prompts. The result? Every page included deceptive patterns such as fake discounts, urgency messages, and even fabricated reviews. On average, each design had 5 manipulative elements. Experts warn these practices exploit psychological triggers to influence user behavior, raising ethical concerns. Colin Gray, a design professor at Indiana University, cautioned, "Without intervention, generative AI risks normalizing manipulative design features, undermining user autonomy." The study also highlighted the broader challenge. Many participants were satisfied with the AI-generated designs, overlooking their ethical implications. AI ethicist Carissa Valiz from Oxford pointed out that AI reflects the unethical practices found in its training data, amplifying the existing issues. AI didn't invent deceptive marketing. It's just following what's most prevalent and regarded as best practices. And speaking of marketing and social media, no, just kidding, sort of. The Oxford Word of the Year for 2024 is brain rot, a term reflecting concerns about the impact of consuming excessive, low-quality online content. The phrase gained prominence on platforms like TikTok and grew in usage by 230% over the past year, according to Oxford Languages. Originally appearing in Henry David Thoreau's 1854 Walden, brain rot described intellectual decline. In 2024, it humorously highlights online culture, including viral phenomena like the Skibbity toilet videos and only in Ohio memes. Yet it also sparks serious conversations about the mental health effects of social media, especially on younger users. Caspar Grathwohl, president of Oxford Languages, noted that brain rot captures society's concerns about virtual life. He praised Gen Z and Gen Alpha for amplifying the term, showing cheeky self-awareness of social media's effects. This announcement follows 2023's winning word, Riz, which, for those of you who have a life and didn't remember it, was sort of like a mixture between charisma and influence. It shows how our online life continues to reshape our language. And finally, a story I couldn't stop thinking about today. 4-year-old Noah Ruiz, a SpongeBob-loving preschooler with autism, used his mom's Amazon Prime account to order 51 cases, 918 popsicles, costing $2,619. His mom, Jennifer Bryant, discovered the frozen surprises when 3 massive boxes arrived at her sister's home. Jennifer, a student at NYU struggling with tuition bills, couldn't return the popsicles due to Amazon's third-party policy. Fortunately, a friend started a GoFundMe, which quickly raised enough to cover the bill and more, allowing Jennifer to pay for Noah's educational needs. The family now plans to use the extra funds to support Noah's schooling, with hopes of sending him to a specialized program. As for Noah, his ultimate dream remains to meet SpongeBob himself. To which, we hope, the Sultan of Sponge Squares will say, "I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready." And that's our show for today. Reach me at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a terrific Tuesday.